Hi dreamers, it is a rainy day here in Dreamlight Valley and I'm prepping for Wishblossom Ranch, the new DLC coming very soon to Dreamlight Valley. And today I have one goal for my prepping series. Today is about getting all my villagers leveled all the way up to 10. It is about leveling up my last critters, and it is all about getting some gold in my bag. As you can see, I only have about 50-60k gold, which is not going to be enough since I want to have enough for buying all the new items that is sure to come in Scrooge's store during the next few updates, and I want to have enough so that I can also buy extra to decorate with, just so I don't have to limit myself. We're also slowly moving out of spooky season and slowly moving into Christmas season. And I want to make sure that I can buy extra of all the rivers and other content that I've bought with my moonstones during the past, I don't know, 6 months that I haven't really utilized yet. Because I'm really wanting to decorate again soon-ish. I don't know. I haven't really had time since we moved. We got a new home earlier this year, and I feel like I just haven't really been interested in doing a lot of decorating in Dreamlight Valley during that time of trying to settle in here. But I'm coming back slowly, and it's time to get that grind back on. And I want to make sure that I don't have as many unfinished things before the new expansion drops as I do right now. I still haven't unlocked all the critters from both the Valley and Storybook Vale and Eternity Isle yet. I'm not in a hurry to unlock them though, I just want to level up those that I do have. I have a lot of villagers that have come out during the past year that are not fully upgraded yet. They are not at level 10, and I have a ton of unfinished quests. The quests, however, I will do another day. This is simply a day of leveling them all up, giving them gifts, getting my critters leveled up so that when I get new critters, I can focus on hanging out with them and making sure I level them up as well. Just 2 days ago, I got this pink crocodile that I've been trying to get for like a year, but it just did not happen for me. I can't really be on during like the Saturday morning when it's usually there. I can't do that very often because I have a family and a toddler here at home that I want to spend my time with during weekends. And sometimes I'm off to work during that time, and it's not easy to be on at that point in time. So yeah, we're hanging out today, just leveling up for some friends, and hopefully going up to my farming island, which also needs some tending to and some love. And then grinding for some pumpkins and just in general see what we can do about getting some coins stacked up before the next expansion drops. I'm really excited about it because there are so many new items coming in, and just the whole idea of being able to cityscape more and not just use, you know, singular houses that we get. That's going to be interesting. Alright, I am just gonna go down here and do a bit of our daily chores. Emptying out some stalls, moving some stuff. And then I think we're gonna go up to our floating island and see what's up there. I'm still working on some Dreamlight duties as well, so you might see me picking up random things that I don't necessarily explain, sort of like harvesting basil and stuff. I'm trying to prepare as much as possible for when the next big update comes. I want to have everything I need in storage by the time Wishblossom Ranch drops, so I don't have to go back and forth between my valley and the new one. I'm gonna be free to just explore and have a bunch of glider meals ready in my bag, and I want to have enough gold so that I can buy anything I see on site. I think that's gonna be a good investment to do that ahead of time. And also just making sure that my focus is not derailed by having all these critters walking around not at their highest level. That's cute. I already have most of the stuff. Just the other day I finally got the inauguration ribbon from the Tiana update. I'm so happy they fixed that, because that would have come in handy for so many dream snaps. Right, I think we're gonna empty out Moana's stall, her fishing boat, and then we're gonna head up. Also need to collect some dream shards for Dreamlight, because I am low on that as well. I want to make sure that I have plenty also when we get the Cinderella update. I don't know whether or not that will demand some Dreamlight from us, if it's a entirely new realm or something, but I want to be prepared. So I will have Max with me for most of this playing session, just because he's good at digging them up, and then on the side I'll try to level up some other critters. Good. Let's head up to the farming island. Do we still have... Yes, we still have you with us. The fact is, Cheshire Cat is almost all the way leveled up to 10, so I might as well give him a few gifts and then bring someone else with me. What do you want? Root beer, peanut butter sandwich. We can make that fairly quick. Let's do that, and then I'll bring someone else up on my farming island with me. Because I think a few gifts will take care of this. Also, since foraging is his area of expertise, I'm just picking up a bunch of fruit as I go. That will hopefully help. Alright, let's see. I'll make the meals as I hang out with them, because I don't want to clutter my inventory. I'm sure there are things that I need to gather as well that I will be low on once I'm done with this. But that's a quest for a different day. See, that was kind of cool. Okay, we are so low on Dreamlight. This is ridiculous. I have like 420 Dreamlight. So we definitely need to amp that up. Where did Cheshire Cat go now? See, this is the thing. He tends to disappear when you hang out with him. He's still hanging out with you. He's just not visible. It's a fun feature, but also kind of frustrating when you want to talk to him. I want to give him his gifts. Come on. Well, he'll have to show up again at some point. And when he does, I will have to be ready. I don't see him anywhere now. Oh, good. I have, like, I don't know what you would call it, a petting zoo on my meadow island, but I don't have all my critters there, and I just kind of dump them there thinking then I could go and pet them sometimes, but it's not something I do on a regular basis, so they are by no means leveled all the way up yet. Oh, Max, you're kind of in the way. I need that one. Oh, that's it. No, oh, okay. I thought that was one of mine. It wasn't. Never mind. Okay, we will have to wait for Cheshire Cat to show himself. Which he hopefully will in a minute. And then we can go. Or I'll just go to his tree. And I don't have to wait for him. And then we can find someone else to bring with us. Let's do that. Let's do that. Oh, more candy. I finished the haunted well already, but we can always use more Halloween candy. And please don't judge my valley. It's in the middle of several different ideas at the moment. Alright, let's see what this does. That's amazing. You tell look at one gift. That's perfect. Oh, we get an outfit. After we finish the quest, of course. And yes, I still have so many quests to finish. Let me show you. See, all of these. Just waiting to be done. So much fun to be had. Alright. Oh, Joey. Perfect timing. Let's go to the floating island where I have my pumpkin patches. I'm sure I need to plant way more and harvest a bunch as well. Yeah, this is looking kind of not very impressive. I haven't really made much up here yet. I wanted to make this into a really impressive, elaborate floating island farm. I just haven't gotten there yet because it hasn't been that important to me. But I think we will start leveling you up, Joy. And then I don't want to do digging up here by myself. I just want to use these ones. Just because there's nothing in there but soil. I have way too much of that already. I have enough. So let's just plant a bunch of pumpkins and then we can get down and buy more of the pumpkin seeds after this. So I think for now we'll plant whatever we can and harvest what is ready, and then we will build on from there. And then in the meantime I will be leveling up a few critters. I don't think we need Max up here since there's nothing for him to dig. So I will choose a new companion that is not all the way up to level 5 yet. Do we have anyone who's... Oh, the Christmas one. Let's do that one. And then the classic rabbit. They should be able to help us pick up these pumpkins faster. And while we do this, these guys can work on new pumpkins. I'm really looking forward to getting my valley more settled now that I have a better idea of what I want to do with it. I want to make it more, I don't know how to say it, but playable and easy to decorate for the seasons. So I don't want to change it too much. Oh, we got a golden burst right as this one was leveling up. That's a bit annoying, isn't it? Do they disappear or do they stay there? They stay. Nice. Thank you, game. That's great. Okay, so I wanna make it easy for me to decorate for the season, since I'm by no means a full-time player and I don't have that much playing time. And I want to make sure that I have time to do the dream snaps as well each week, and that takes me like one full session of playing every single time, if I want to make a decent contribution anyway. So with that in mind, I want to make my valley super easy to move around in. I want to make it super easy for me to decorate for the seasons, just to give it that seasonal vibe that, you know, makes this a really great decorating game as well. I really love being able to match whatever mood or season I'm in. And last year I had time to decorate part of my valley for Christmas, and I just loved hanging out in there and moving around this cozy Christmas wonderscape that I built. This year I definitely want to do some Christmas stuff again. However, I'm debating whether or not I want to make my whole frozen island into a Christmas scape, just to have something set up for the whole year round that I don't have to take down again every time the season changes, because Christmas doesn't last for too long, but then I can just decorate a little bit in my valley. Oh, I missed those. And then it doesn't have to be so elaborate. The thing is, I'm also limited by the item limit itself. Since I'm on the PlayStation 4, I can only have 3,000 items in my valley at any given time. And I want to make sure that there is room for event items too. And to be honest, I have a lot of character houses and random things just placed down because they needed to be in the valley at some point for a quest. And since I have so many quests still unfinished, I feel like I can't really decorate my valley that much, because I'm constantly thinking, well, what if something gets in the way, or I have to take something down in order to put this quest item down and then take a photo with it and stuff like that. So it's a work in progress for sure. Oh, the glider is kind of fuzzy here. So yeah. Today we're just working on leveling up people and animals and getting that gold. It's gonna take a while, I think, but I'm planning on maybe selling a bunch of the fish from Lana's stall and see if I can grind some gems too that I can sell. Might make it go a bit faster. But in any case, this is a good way to both level up critters and companions at the same time and save up something to sell in Goofy's stall that will bring in a bunch of money. Thing is that once I'm done harvesting these, I need to take them to a Goofy stall, and then I need to buy even more pumpkins. So at the end of the day, I might end up with not that many coins compared to where I started, but I will have more pumpkins to sell at the end of it. It will make sense at the end. I just need to save up, because I do have a feeling that I will go crazy with decorating over Christmas as well, especially considering the fact that we get the new DLC already in November, and I'm definitely planning on buying it. I don't usually buy moonstones, but whenever there's a new expansion, I will definitely buy that, as long as I'm still hooked on the game, which I am. I just don't play as often as I did in the beginning. We are getting a lot of golden bursts. That is nice. That just gives us extra pumpkins, but I don't feel like any of these critters are contributing and picking up extra, but I think that might be because joy isn't throwing them any extra. So there's really nothing for them to pick up. Maybe I should have thought of that. But then again, I don't want to make all my characters villagers farming companions at the beginning. I know some people do that, make them farming in the beginning and then change them later. I just don't want to spend all that Dreamlight making training manuals. So I just give them random assignments when I get them, and then they're stuck with that. Alright. Let's see how many pumpkins we have left to plant. The thing is, I have to be up here to water as well because these guys don't turn around by themselves. They can only water what they're aimed at. Alright, but we have to go down now anyway to get some more pumpkins. And then I think we have to clean up here and make sure we fully plant these 2 sections full of pumpkins. Yeah, that's the goal. So, time to go down and sell all of these. So I'm going straight to Forgotten Lands because that's where you can buy the pumpkins. And I'm just gonna sell these ones off there and buy a bunch of new ones to plant. The important thing is today that we get critters and companions leveled up, like our villagers and the animals. There's so much to do before a new DLC when you don't play that often. And honestly, I think I do play quite a lot. Considering the fact that I work full time and I have a family and other hobbies as well that I want to make time for. But I still want to do my, if not every day, then every other day gaming session. Because I like this game. It's very cozy and relaxing, and whenever I feel the need to organize something or decorate a bit, I can come on to Disney Dreamlight Valley and just relax and have some fun with whatever I want to do. It's a nice game. Right, here we are. Let's see how much gold this equates to. I know that some people make meals of these before they sell them, but I don't want to spend the time doing that. So I'm just gonna sell it off, and then that's gonna have to be it. I'm gonna sell some of this too, just because I don't need it. Alright, so we made about 210,000 coins, but now we're gonna go and spend it all on pumpkin seeds. And I mean all of it. Like, we're gonna have all the pumpkin seeds. Okay, and one more. There we go. So we're at a deficit compared to where we started today, which is fine. And now I think we're gonna go get you some gifts before we go up and plant the rest of these. Are we not? No. We're gonna go plant them, and then we're gonna get you gifts because these are things we need from different areas. Meanwhile, let's level you guys up. And this one. Good. Time for a glider meal. Just quickly checking for Halloween candy that might show up. As I said, I'm not on every day at the moment to play, so I might have things waiting for me that has spawned during the past day or two. I'm also not quite sure how many blue chests might be waiting for me. I know there might be one, but maybe there are two, maybe there are three. I'm not sure. Alright, time to get back up. Let's plant some pumpkins. Like I said, I want to get to at least 1 million coins. Just because I know that I will potentially buy a lot of things in the shop. In Scrooge's store, that is. So I wanna be prepared for that. Alright, and I think for now we're gonna do this manually. Just to get the most of leveling up. As you can see, they get these star icons on top of their heads, showing me that they are leveling up as I'm doing this. And while I do this, I can just leave my ancient gardeners to tend to the other crops, and then I can rotate them when I'm done planting. Or I can water them all on my own, and then the ancient gardeners will just keep standing where they are and water the first batch when they need it. So I think maybe we'll just do this handheld and then go get Joy her gifts after as a little treat for helping me with the farming. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. Honestly, I forgot how long it takes to level up villagers. I don't think critters take as long to level up. Their increments are shorter and they don't have as many levels, so really if you just hang out with them during like one gaming session of an hour, 2 hours, then you should have them leveled up to 5, just going about your daily chores. But the villagers do take longer, and also their quests take longer and longer to finish. So the first few, like level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quests don't take as long, but the final level 10 quests, they usually take like 40 minutes to an hour. At least the times that I've filmed myself finishing the quests, that's been my experience. And it makes sense. You'd want more content as you grow with the character, and you want to get rewarded quickly in the beginning. Yeah, I'm excited to see if we can get Joy to level 10 fairly quickly doing this, and then giving her some gifts at the end. But she should be at level 9 soon. As far as I remember, we had her at level 8, right? Let's see where we're at the moment. Okay, we're not even halfway to 8, so let's see if we can get her to 9 just by farming. It's gonna take a while, and I mean, it's not the most interesting gameplay to look at, but it might be nice just to hang out a bit. And if you're gaming yourself at the moment, it could be a cozy kind of hangout session where, you know, I can keep you company while you do other things. Sometimes I put on some gameplay from other creators just to keep me company while they do the dishes, or I see them decorating and I think about how I want to decorate my own valley when it's time for me to play again. It's nice to get some ideas. And also, I'm kind of happy that I didn't get to decorate this whole island with the valley crops and Eternity Island Storybook Vale, even though it's been ages since we got the floating islands, because now I'll just square it up into 4 bits, and then I will reserve 1/4 of the island for the new DLC. So I'll get to make it more to my taste, which is a bit more symmetrical, I guess. And then I will, as you can see here, I have an idea going themed for all of them. So each part of this island will be themed to the cropses. Not the cropses, sorry. My Danish is shining through here. But each section will be themed to the DLC it comes from. But that's a project for a very rainy day when I have plenty of time to play and fix this. It's not my main focus at the moment, and it can wait for sure because I'm rarely at a place where I need certain ingredients or crops anyway. But it will be nice for those tasks where you have to harvest a certain item or plant a certain item. Then you can just go up here in the designated spot and do that. So yeah, I'm excited about having many different projects in my valley. I don't mind having things on my little to-do list and having them be things that I can do whenever I want. So if I feel like doing this one day, I can just do that. Alright. Let's take some new spots. That I will not do up here, I think. Will I? The thing is, Joy is a digging companion, so it might make a lot of sense for me to do that with her, actually. I just have this potion on, and I'm not sure whether or not it counts. So does it take away from my potion? Or does it not? I just get nothing out of it. I have 14 left. Let's try to dig and then see. Okay, so it doesn't take away from my potion, which is nice. So then that means I will just dig my way through. And I will eat some blueberries first, and then I will eat one of my glider meals. So as I said, I have a whole list of things and areas I want to improve, certain gameplay I want to make my own, and things I want to decorate, and different themes I want to explore, and how I want to set up my gaming for it to be both more fun and easier to just pick it up and play. But a lot of it is preparation and setting things up in a certain way, and some of the things I'm still working on, and some of the things I'm just not started yet because I have been doing other things. I want to make more of those tiny game stations where, you know, you have in your valley that you can cook and you can craft, and you have all these stations situated in each biome. I really want to do that. I did it a little bit in the beginning, but I want to make them better and more thought out, since I've only just randomly put down whatever I had in terms of crafting tables and cooking stations. So some of them match the biome they're in, and most of them really do not. And there's really also no thought as to where they're placed. I just put one down whenever I needed it, and then it kind of stood there. It works for me in my meadows and the plaza. However, I do want to redo my entire plaza. So that's a project for sure. And I think it might be the next one I'll start working on. Will be redoing my plaza. I have this idea of making it into a better gaming hub and not necessarily a hugely decorative place. I want to make it super functional because a lot of the events we get are focused around the plaza area. So I want to make sure that I can still complete events even when things show up unexpectedly, like we get a chest with a memory in it, we get furniture showing up, or we get other things just happening there. And I want to make space for that, and I want to make it easy to find resources from every part of the game there. I have a plan for that. I just need to find a day where it makes sense for me to execute it. So that might be my next gaming session after this one. We'll see how it goes today. Honestly, I still think it's taking a lot of time to level up the villagers. Even with this, I mean, I've been playing for some time already now, and I've gotten Cheshire Cat leveled up to 10, which wasn't that far away from where he started. He was at level 9 already, and pretty close. And now we are all working on Joy, and working on getting Critters leveled up too. Critters, luckily, doesn't take as long, since they only go up to 5, and they don't have that much in their leveling up bar, or what you say, that we need to fill up. It's just quicker. I'm curious to know how you all structure your playing time. If you just hop on and play from time to time and then you do whatever you want, or if you have like a big plan of what you want to do next and all that stuff. Like, do you take notes? Or are you making sure you do the rounds on Critters? Making sure you get by all the shops, and yeah, what are you working on at the moment in your valley? Let me know. I must admit that I am not a farmer girly. All the farming simulators games are not really my vibe. I like it as a part of gameplay in games like this, but I wouldn't want to do this the whole time. I remember when Facebook kind of came out in the beginning, and they had games you could play as well. I don't know, they probably still have games attached, but they had this like Frontierville that I thought was pretty fun, where they also had a gaming aspect. Not a gaming aspect, a farming aspect, of course. And I found that pretty fun. But they also had the whole exploring, venturing gameplay going on. And then you could explore and find new crops to plant. That was kind of fun. But to be honest, currently Disney Dreamlight Valley is the only game I play consistently. I just picked up Stardew Valley as well, which I've heard nice things about. I think that's what it's called, isn't it? Stardew. Oh, she's getting tired. But I haven't started playing it yet, because I'm still hooked on this one. I might explore it one day if I don't feel like playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, and if I want to play something new and fresh. For me at least, I haven't played it before. Okay, so we are definitely making progress. Not as fast as I would like, but we are making progress. So we'll keep going with this for a little bit, and then we're gonna go down and get her daily gifts and see how far that might take us. I think we should go by the restaurants as well and see if there's any guests in there who might want a meal, that are guests that we still have to level up, because giving them meals level them up quicker as well. And I haven't really been great at doing that. I'm just thinking to myself that if I went in the restaurants every time I played, just to give meals to whoever's in there that I haven't leveled up all the way, then I might not have to do this. So that's a tip for you guys. Make sure you go by the restaurants if you have a lot of villagers that you haven't leveled up yet. Actually, depending on the time, I think if we go there now, and then come back up here. We might have time to do 2 visits to the restaurant, so when they change their schedule, we might be able to find another set of villagers to feed. Right, let's leave this here for now. It's definitely a lot of pumpkins and a lot of gold waiting for us. And then we can come back and farm even more, because farming never stops in Disney Dreamlight Valley. Honestly, this is kind of brainless work, which I don't mind right now because I've been working all day today. So this is just cozy, relaxing gaming time. I don't even know what to expect. Like, I think during my next few videos of preparing for Wishblossom Ranch to drop, I will also be focusing on leveling up both the villagers and the critters, just because I know that a lot of the stuff I will be doing will contribute to them leveling up too. I will be grinding for resources, I will be doing Dreamlight duties, I will be doing all that stuff, and I have no expectation of being able to level them all up in this session at all. I have too many for that, and it does take a while once you get them to level 7, 8, 9. So yeah, I think I'll spread it out and then just remind myself to remember the restaurants as a big help in that. So restaurants and gifts will be part of my, definitely be a part of my daily chores for the next few sessions. I don't normally focus too heavily on that because I feel like it happens in time, and I take them one by one and it's fine.
Hello.
Okay, I don't think we have anyone in here who's not level 10. We have unfinished quests, sure, but no one who needs food to grow, so they can all make their own food. I don't tend to give them meals in the restaurants unless it's for a quest of some sort, like for the star path or specific things I need to give them, and then of course for leveling up, but I rarely do that. I should have done that, maybe. Anyway, it's time to do it now. Be nice to all of them. I have a few things on my to-do list that I want to do before the new DLC drops. I made my list last year, just before Storybook Vale came out, and yeah. Let's go to Tiana's. Yeah, so I made a list of preparations that I wanted to do before Storybook Vale came out, and I'm using a lot of the same things from that list this year. Okay, so Peter Pan definitely needs to be leveled up, and you girls are all good. So we're just gonna make a thing for Peter, and then we'll see if anything happens later where new people show up. So I'm recycling my list, and I've amended it a little bit to reflect both where I am and the new updates that have come since last year. So during this past year we've gotten critter levels, we can hang out with 2 of them now, and really there's been a lot of updates to the gameplay. that I think has been really good, but it is also made for the need for new checklist. Alright, I'll just take a short break and then I'll be back in a jiffy. Guys, I'm back. So what should have been just a short break ended up actually being several days until I could continue this video. But that was mainly due to the fact that I was thinking maybe it wasn't so interesting just seeing me farm a bunch of pumpkins to level up friends, and so in the middle of that I got an idea of redoing my entire farm island. So today is a new day and we're back, and I've been doing a bit of grinding in the meantime. I've leveled up a few of the villagers, I've leveled up a few of the companion critters, and I've started redoing my entire farm island, which I was thinking to finish up the video and see how far we get, just focusing on getting that done before the new DLC drops, as well as leveling up a few more of the villagers and companion critters. I would just take you on to the first island today where I have my farm, and then we could finish setting that up together, farm a few more pumpkins, see if we can get some more gold. I have spent a lot of the gold that I managed to grind during the last I think I've been playing 3 times since the beginning of this video. Yeah. So I did spend a lot of the gold buying things that I could potentially use for decorating this island. It looks very different now from what you've seen before. Before I started this video, and in the first half you will have seen this bit being, you know, just full of pumpkin fields and not really that much else. I did have some chests here in the middle and then nothing. But I've spent some time redoing the setup here, and it took me a while to count things out, and yeah. So anyway, I'll show you just quickly my idea, and then we will get on working together to set up the last area that I'm working with here, and then we can, I don't know if I'll do some decorating today or if I'll just keep focusing on getting them leveled up, but we'll see. Because for now I actually really want to make this island ready for the DLC as well, so that's kind of a bonus content that I'm finishing up my farming island. Anyway, this is the general idea, is that we have Dreamlight Valley crops here in this section, and then I have Eternity Isle here in this section that I worked on yesterday, and I'm really starting to like it, and we'll see where this goes from here. And then I still have yet to set up my Storybook Vale section over here, which, as you can see, I've just put a bunch of stuff down to mark out that this is going to be the area, and I've made the entrance. But it's obviously not going to be this crowded here. I just put a bunch of stuff that I might want to use just to give me an idea of the vibe I want to get from this area. I want to make it very easy and intuitive, so I can run around and just be like, oh sure, that's Eternity Isle over there, and that's Storybook Vale. And then for the new DLC, for the Wishblossom Ranch, I've just put down the beehive and a fairy chair and some honeypots, because that's what I'm thinking is gonna go well with the theme there. But I don't know if I'm gonna do the whole area before we get the Wishblossom Ranch and all the new exciting items from there, which I'm probably gonna want to use. So maybe I'll just mark out where the crops would be and then plant some wheat just to have it set up in that way. And then I'll see what we get item-wise that I want to incorporate. But we'll see. I have a general idea of the layout. I just don't know what kind of vibe I want from there yet. I'll have to explore that to see. So in this area, I'll do a full tour as well, just letting you know today what I'm doing with the place. But I will do a full like aesthetic vibey tour of the build as well, where you can see the whole thing from a different point of view too. So you can see that if you want to just make one or be inspired. But here I have 9 of each of the crops, and I put the Storybook Vale bubbles up there so I can easily see the crop. I want to just have all 22 of them. I mean, I counted it to be 22. Last night, however, I saw that someone had 21 different crops, but I'm pretty sure there are 22. At least I went around, did a tour, and bought all of them. So I'm thinking there are 22 different kinds, but I saw someone with a full valley crop farm as well, and they had 21 fields, so I'm not really certain. I might have planted something twice. Let me know if you see that I planted something twice, because right now I can't see it. Anyway, so here is my money-making field. I wanted to have a space where I could just hoard pumpkins, and this is where I'll be going to farm and grind and just replant and sell all these pumpkins all the time. This is where I've put my ancient gardeners as well. They make sure that these are always watered, and I can easily plant them and harvest them as well if I just want to make some fast money, or I can use it with a gardening buddy like Lumiere in order for them to level up. So as you can see, I haven't really decorated much here. I've put some things down that I want to use here, or maybe I'll move some things. I'm not quite sure yet, but I definitely want it to feel not just like a big farming patch. I want it to feel like this is where my avatar goes to do some real gardening and farming. So I want to make things seem like it's livable as well, but still very functional. I wanted it to be somewhere that I wanted to go more often, that would be kind of cute and lovely to hang out in. And then I had to get this new building from the premium shop this week. It's massive, and I'm not really sure I want to keep it up here, but for now it's a good filler. And I wanted to see it for myself and see what I could do with it. And then just experimentally I put down some of these from the star path as well to go around the little courtyard of dead trees in the back here. So at the end, when I'm done, maybe I'll elaborate on this build and make a cute little garden back here just to hang out and vibe in, or maybe in time I will put down 2 new sections, because there is space for 2 new DLC farms here if I remove the house. But for now, I'm gonna keep it there, and maybe later I will decorate this section a bit more when I know what the new DLC would look like. It might be a different kind of area, but for now we have this massive house, and I'm gonna keep it there just to fill up the space. Anyway, I will show you just my Eternity Isle section here right now before we get back into gifting and grinding to get our villagers leveled all the way up. I still have quite a few to get through. I think in the meantime, when I've been playing and haven't filmed it, I have leveled up 3 villagers to level 10, and there's been a handful of critters as well that are now level 5, which they weren't before. So I'm thinking I'm making good progress, but it's definitely going to be one of the to-dos that is going to stretch over quite a few playing sessions in order for it to not get very tedious. So if you're doing it, I would recommend just remembering while you do your daily gaming, or whenever, how often you do it, that you remember to gift gifts to the villagers that you still need to level up, and you know, talk to them, hang out with them, make sure that you get some XP on them, because then when you get to doing their quests, you don't have to wait for them to level up. So yeah, this is the beginning of my Eternity Isle farming plot. As you can see, I put the time bending table here just in case I want to do some time bending crafts while I'm up here. It's not necessarily what I'm gonna go here to do, but I figured I want a crafting table, a cooking table, and a time bending table on each of my islands incorporated in the builds. And since this is an Eternity Isle item, it went perfectly here. And it makes sense for there to be some sort of a workbench on the farming plots as well. There are 12 crops on Eternity Isle that are new to the game. Some of the crops you can buy there are also in the Dreamlight Valley, so I'm keeping those up there. And then I wanted to make space for something that could really mark out that this is Eternity Isle themed. So I put this blue gazebo here in the middle because the blue really goes well with the, I think, the tangled area, as well as all the bluish details in Ancient's Landing. And then I put some plants down, some bushes, and some trees that are from Eternity Isle. And I think it's starting to look really good, really interesting, and I love the full look of like a tangled jungle vibe from that side. I didn't want to do the desert vibes too much, just because I think that it would be counterintuitive to having a farming plot where there's a lot of grass. So I went the other direction and put down some Ancient's Landing / Tangle vibes. Yeah. And I put the 3x3 plots in here just because I won't be using that many of each crop, so it's not going to be necessary for me to have fuller plots. I just wanted there to be something of each, and I think a 3x3 is a nice solid little plot to do that in. Anyway, time to go and empty out the pumpkins, and then I think I have my backpack full from yesterday. Yeah, I bought a bunch of pumpkin seeds, and as you can see, we're about 230,000 coins right now, and we definitely want to get it up to 1 million, which is going to be my goal for today, and hopefully we will get to level up some companions and critters along the way. So we are back to the original goal that we started this video with. It's been a few playing sessions in between, but really that has just hopefully made it both more fun and easier for me to accomplish. Yeah, I spent hours just setting this build up and figuring out how I wanted to do it. And I did spend some time as well just gathering inspiration, trying to find out how many crops were in each of the DLCs. And from what I've seen, I really wanted to make it, I wanted to utilize having different sections for each crop, but I'm also not naturally very good at making it look super realistic. And my brain tends to love to organize things, so it's gonna be a bit more structured in the setup than it's gonna be like a natural, and then you know, you might have just a few plants of this and that here and there. So I'm gonna, my island is gonna be a lot of like mirroring the plots and having everything in the same 3x3 kind of plot, and I'm not gonna go totally overboard with making cute little areas of farming related things. I don't think. I might do that, but it's gonna be a work in progress from here on. Now I'm just mostly concerned with having each of the crops represented, and then I'll work out on it from there. But I've seen some beautiful farming islands out there, especially if you go on the Facebook groups or Pinterest. There are people who have the Al's Toy Barn house as well, which looks amazing in this kind of build. I wish I had that. I don't currently. I might get that at some point. I've also thought about using the small house with the greenhouse attached to it up here instead of the big mansion. So I might do that at some point. But again, I wanted to make it functional first and then pretty later. Because I figured I deserve to hang out in a nice farming area. Like half of my gaming is because it's cute and fun. So of course I want to make it cute to hang out in. And I've been wanting to decorate more anyway, so it's a perfect exercise in doing that. Where are you? There. Good. And it feels good to be back in a decorating mode. I've been very much just playing to do and complete certain things lately, and I haven't really had any motivation to decorate too much. I have a lot of ideas, but I know once I lock in on decorating it for a build, I'm gonna be so focused that it's gonna take me hours, and then I'm gonna want to complete it before I log out of the game. And since I'm a mom as well, I don't usually have like several hours to play. It varies a lot, so I have to be mindful of when I start playing, like how much time do I have? Do I have half an hour? Can I do like 4 hours? Like, where are we? Alright, so because we are trying to level up both the animals and Lumiere, I'm gonna be planting all the pumpkins by hand. And that reminded me we just got a level 5 companion, so it's time to switch you out. Level 5. See, I think all of these rabbits were... They were not level 5 when I started this, but they are now. They are perfect for the farming. Here we go. For the farming tasks, because they are picking up vegetables as we go along. So they level up quite fast when I do this. I've also been leveling up some of the squirrels just by going around doing random cleanup things and harvesting fruits and stuff. I've also been working on setting up my gaming hubs in the different valley worlds, like the Eternity Isle and Storybook Vale. I've been pondering a lot about how to set up my game so it's both easier for me to fulfill duties and it's quicker and gather things a bit more, so I have all the gaming essentials together in a more centralized place in each of the expansions. So I'm currently in a phase where my gaming is more focused on getting the game set up right for me in order to make my playing time more fun and easy. And I'm really thinking it's gonna be fantastic once it's all done. I can already feel it now that I have a really good setup, I think, in Eternity Isle that I'm just wanting to expand on and decorate on a bit more now. The function is definitely there, and then I'm hoping to be able to do the same for Storybook Vale. However, I don't think I'm all the way there yet in terms of how I want it set up, but that's what I'm working on the side as well. So yeah, I'm busy gathering all types of resources, setting up my game so that I can game across the expansions once the new one comes out as well. I don't want it to be where I just forget all about Eternity Island Storybook Vale just because Wishblossom Ranch comes out. I love the differences in each of the expansions, and I have different moods that go with the different expansions, and I have different goals for each of my gaming sessions that maybe I just want to vibe, maybe I just want to work on getting more resources or decorating a certain area. I love having all the choice. I love that it's such an open world game that I can just do whatever pleases me, and if I want to do quests I can do that too. There are really so many options on how to play this game that just works for me. Sometimes I just come on here because I feel like I want to organize things, and then I spend an hour or two organizing digital gaming items that have no relevance in my real life outside the game, but it clears out my head a bit. Yeah. I don't know how you guys feel. Like, what's your main focus when you're playing? Do you have anything that you do more of, or anything that you're like, ugh, don't want to do that, but this would be nice to do? Or do you run around, do you do the same like every time? And how about with quests? Like, when we get new villagers, are you the type of person who get the villagers instantly, level them all the way up, and do all of their quests to get their cool items? Oh yay, we got Lumiere to 9. I think in one of the other gaming sessions I did in between the beginning of this video and this part is that I leveled him up to 8 and finally got this staircase thing. Definitely love that. That's also the thing, like, I want to make sure I get them leveled up, all the villagers that we do have currently, and that I then can do their quests and get the cool items that we get from them, because I've been seeing other people using both the clothes and some of the items and the cool builds they're doing, and I want to get those items. I don't want to just sleep on them. So this is what we're doing today. Let's see. So I want to put down a chest now where I can put the rest of these seeds in, so it will be easy for me to just grab them while I'm up here, and then the ancient gardeners can draw from them as well. So because we're in Disney Dreamlight Valley area, I was thinking of maybe using one of the regular chests, but then again, my favorite kind of chest is actually the one we get from Storybook Vale. So maybe I'll just use that one for now, and then we will see where it goes. This is the small one. I wonder where the big ones are hiding. Let's see, we should be able to find them using the similar items hack. No? Okay. Because I do have loads of them. So if we search for a chest, it should come up. I also have a lot of the marketplace ones from Aladdin, which I think I will use in my Eternity Isle section, just because that's kind of the desert vibes. The thing is that I haven't really planned out where exactly I want them to go in terms of storing each of these. Maybe I want to put these on the outside here, in the middle. I can always move them, but the thing is, I think these are full of other things, so I will have to empty them out at some point, but that is not now. That is not now. And then we're doing this here, and then I think we do this way around. It doesn't really matter too much because it's not gonna be something that I go here to get very often. I'm thinking that I want to have all my crops up here, and then in the chests I want to have the crops both as the harvestable ones, if that's what you call it, and as the seeds, so that I can easily come up here and then grab some if someone wants it as a gift or something. Then it should be fairly easy that I don't have to go to each of the DLCs just to get that. Alright. That looks okay. Again, it's a farming / storage island for crops and seeds. We can always move things. That's the good part. So the pumpkins, we should put in a large... Where are all my chests? This is odd because I had loads of these. Didn't I? Maybe I used them all. Maybe I don't have them. Alright, we're gonna have to come back to that. And then I'll have to figure out if I just need to buy some more. Maybe I just put them down already. Actually, I think I did because I had these ones up here before. And then I think I used the other ones making my gaming hubs. That might be it. Alright, so let's go to the plaza and then we can sell off the pumpkins that we harvested already. And then we can buy a bunch of storage chests. Again, I'm thinking if I want to make the Dreamlight Valley storage chests for the Dreamlight Valley farming plot, or if I want to just use the Storybook Vale ones just because they're cute and wooden and not really any obtrusive color, and they only cost coins and not Dreamlight. I think we'll do that, and then we will overlook the fact that they are Storybook Vale items and just use them where they fit. Because I definitely don't want to spend Dreamlight right now. It's not like I have too much Dreamlight to just make a bunch of those for a farming plot. Yeah. I love the fact that we have different options now. When I started the game, there weren't really that many different kinds of storage opportunities. A lot of it was like fridges and weird dressers that didn't really contain that much. So that's definitely an upgrade. Alright, we are low on energy as well. So I'll just quickly fill up. And then I think we have to make some food as well. We have to make some glider meals at some point. I'm super excited for Wishblossom Ranch. I'm literally doing surveys to get extra points for my PayPal in order to help me pay for it, because my pocket money is gonna go for Christmas presents this year. We don't usually get pocket money, but since we bought the new apartment, that's how we're gonna do it, me and my partner. So we each get like a set amount of just play money, fun money every month, and then this month I'm hopefully gonna spend some on Christmas presents and Christmas cards, getting those sent out, and then Wishblossom Ranch for myself. That's gonna be like my treat to myself this month. I have no idea yet what it's gonna cost. We haven't really seen any prices, but I'm guessing it's gonna be in the same range as the other DLCs have been. So I've been doing some surveys on the side just to help alleviate that cost. And if you can't really afford to buy expansions or gaming content, I can recommend looking into doing surveys that pays out in PayPal cash. I think I have a few dollars there already. It's not gonna be a lot, but it could definitely help if you don't really have money for spending on things like that.
My magic can feel how special this place is.
So you don't necessarily have to miss out, you just have to find out ways to make it happen. And I believe in you, you can do it. Imagine if collecting money in real life was this easy. Just run around cleaning shit up. Alright, let's go ahead and buy some storage, and then we can go up and fill up the pumpkin patch. And after we put up the the pumpkin seeds on the island, I think we will go for a cleanup tour in the valley and on Eternity Isle just to get some mist and some sellable items quite quickly so we can make more money. We want to be ready for Wishblossom Ranch to drop, and we do not want to spend time once it drops going around and frantically scraping in coins. We want to be prepared. We want to save up before we buy. Oh, I forgot what I was going in for. I just did my daily check of the store to see if there was anything new, and then I accidentally just walked out again. Do you ever get that, like, where you forget what you're doing? It happens more often than I'd like to admit. But sure, we'll just go in again. No big deal. I really wish the loading screens weren't taking so long. That's my only thing. Alright, let's go back in and do what I said I was gonna do. I'm really excited to have horses in the game. Honestly, it's gonna be so fun having a different way of gaming as well. Like being able to ride a horse around, that sounds super fun. I'm not into riding in real life. I'm a bit scared of horses, to be honest. But it looks so cool, and I think having more things to do in the game is just gonna make it more fun. Right, let's see. Do we have any storage that we want to buy? Is that where you are? And also being able to get around faster, I think it's gonna be amazing. Alright, so we need at least 23 of these because we want one for each of the plots as well as the money making plot. And then we want 12 more for the Storybook Vale part. So let's get 12 more. That's gonna be 35. That's 112k. Whoa, okay. But we're doing it now. And we do have 500,000 in coins. So only 500,000 to go before we hit the 1 million mark. Which I'm hoping it will... That will be my minimum amount of coins that I want to have once I get the Wishblossom Ranch expansion. Which is in 2 weeks-ish. Technically 18 days, but 2 weeks. I have so much I need to do before that, just in the game. Not to talk about what I need to do in real life to get ready for December. That's a whole different video. That would be like a vlogging kind of thing. But I'm not doing that. I'm not a big vlogger. I like this though. I like hanging out like this. It's unobtrusive, it's informal. I feel like I can talk about whatever and there's not really gonna be that many people out there really listening to what I'm saying in this. You're probably just hanging out with me. Maybe gaming, doing chores, lying in bed scrolling. I get it. Sometimes it's nice to just have some sound on in the background. Yay, we got another one leveled up. Also cashing in all these rewards because they're they're gonna be the same items anyway. I don't think the items are gonna change that much. Oh, this is from Storybook Vale. And I don't really want to save them until Wishblossom Ranch drops. I just want to get it over with. We're gonna have so many new items anyway that I'm gonna get them when I get them. That's my thinking. Did we talk to you and get you your gift yet? We didn't. Also, now that we're down here, I'm thinking we should go to the restaurants and see if there's anyone we need to feed that are still not leveled up. You want mud and the white marsh milkweed and an evergem. I think we have at least 2 of those within reach.
I'm just kidding. You got a minute?
I don't know that we have mud anywhere near. Maybe. But I have those over here. Behind Beast's flower stall. Okay, the thing is that I can't really see that well from where I'm sitting. This is tiny. I have to go through all of them. It's gotta be one of those, right? It's gotta be on here. There we go. Yeah, so I'm playing on the PlayStation 4 and I'm seated like a few meters away. So that's why I can't really see necessarily the colors or the text on all of it. Bring a friend a gift. Oh, great. Yeah, we need Dreamlight for sure. We still need to grind Dreamlight. That is gonna be another video on my prepping series that I'm gonna grind for Dreamlight. Because you never know. And we also have Cinderella coming at some point, which we maybe need Dreamlight for. I think we will, because it sounds like she's getting her own realm. So we'll need to do that too. Alright, what did I just say I wanted to do? Restaurants. Let's go in and see if there's anyone in here who needs food that are still not level 10. I can pretty much remember who I've leveled up and who I haven't leveled up yet. But to be honest, there are quite a few. So let's see. If they're newcomers or fairly new, then I haven't leveled them up. These guys, however, are all at level 10. So we can go through Remy's and have a look there. I know I could check the map as well, but then yeah, that one kind of annoys me because they're all on top of each other and I can't really see who's in there. I'm excited to see what my final farming island look will be. I think it's gonna be way more fun to just hop up there and do some farming and come back and spend the coins. I'm hoping so, at least. And then, of course, for star paths, it's gonna be way easier if I have to farm a certain crop. Then I don't have to make a plot somewhere in my valley, which is so unorganized at the moment. Most of it anyway. I think the only part of my valley that's like decorated is my Plaza Meadows and Forgotten Lands, and I want to redo my Forgotten Lands anyway, because I made a maze there, but it feels a bit too tight to be running around up there and playing. So I want to move. I think I want to move the maze to a Forgotten Island. Alright. Let's go to Remy's and see if there's anyone we can feed in here. So they're becoming our best friends. We want more best friends. Alright, this looks promising. We have Peter Pan, who is not leveled up to 10 yet. We can feed him. But the rest of them are already leveled up. I feel like this year all the updates have been coming so fast that I've basically just unlocked the characters and brought them to my valley, and then I haven't really done much about them after that. I've just been like, yeah, you can hang out. It's fine. And then I just put down their house somewhere. But I haven't decorated. I haven't done their quests, like, almost anything. But life, y'all, it's been busy. It's been busy. And also, I don't think I'm gonna play that much during summertime. Definitely gonna play more when it's winter time and, you know, it's cold in the evenings and I have nothing to do.
That's too funny. Ha! You're kidding. What do you want?
I want to give you some presents, maybe. No, we don't have any of that. We can make a cheesecake, though.
No more talk.
Let's make a cheesecake and then get back to the farming island. Cheesecake for my friend Peter. I find that I get low on certain types of crops sometimes. I don't really farm usually, only if there's something specific I need. Like onions and sugarcane, that really, I had to work on that for a while. But I do try to just harvest from Wally's garden and then use those in my cooking. Yeah. I don't know, I had thought that maybe I should do this video with kind of like, we have this many characters and this many critters to level up and this much gold to get, and then, you know, I could put a counter somewhere and we could all see like how the progress is made. But that's for, I don't know, that can happen when I'm more of a full-time gamer, if that ever happens. But for now, I think just a hangout style, slow prepping for Wishblossom Ranch is more my vibe. And then I'm working on other things in the meantime as well. So hopefully, you know, it's gonna be fine, and you can see that it does take some time to level them up, at least playing like I do. I know there are people who just like, they go hard on getting the villagers a lot of gifts, and you know, you can stand there and just gift them flowers and gems and dream shards and stuff, which also helps to level them up faster. But as I'm working on several different goals at the same time, it makes sense for me to just employ a villager to go around with me and be my buddy while I do things that I have to do anyway. Alright, let's get some chests set up here, and then we can put things in the chests. And then we can go and dig for Storybook Vale plots, which I still have to do. Where do we want to put this? Here for now, I think. Goes well with that one there. I want to leave space around the plots in order for me to catch those golden ripples. Alright, let's see. Should we do this off this, like off one side here? That might be nice. Or we could do it in front of them. This is like right on the entrance though. Is this annoying? Nah, it's not that bad. Thing is, I just need to be able to get close enough to the chests to get what's in there. You know, we could also just store them in here, but I want a lot of pumpkin seeds because I don't want to ever run out. I think we'll just do them in front here. As long as we can run in between the plants, I don't really care about having space between the plots. I don't need more space to run on in any case. I think this is fine. This is gonna be fine. Again, it's more of a farming and storage and not really... The focus is not on the aesthetics, but of course I want it to look nice too. But the most important thing is function. So that's what we're doing. And all of these are empty because we just bought them, so I don't have to do anything. And then at a later point in time I can... Oh! I forgot to put you up in your bubble. Then later I can go and buy crops, seeds from all the different stalls and fill these chests up. But that is not now. That is not the priority. Now we're just setting it up. Alright. Oh, we need you. There we go. See, this works. Yeah, I'm very happy with this. How this is panning out. It's accessible, and I think it's cute, and I have all the crops here. It's perfect. Good, so I will put, I think, all of my seeds except for one stack in this one, and then I'll put the other stack in the other pumpkins. Maybe I should put these on the outside though. Yeah, they're gonna get in the way there. I think I'm gonna move these to here. It's gonna look a bit odd next to the other ones, but I think it's gonna be fine. Oh, still want it centered though. See, it feels like this is off center all the time, but it's not. I've tried with the path and everything. It's not off center. It just feels that way to me. Don't know why. Alright. So yeah, I'm hoping that you're alright with also getting a bit of like a building decorating video in the middle of it all. But this is part of it. This is definitely part of it. I have carrots over here. So let's put that in there. It's gonna be nice for me to come up here and offload all these as well. We have onions. And those ones. Onions are over here. And these guys, where did we put those? They must be over here. There. Alright, let's go dig for some Storybook Vale plots. I'm gonna do like a mirroring setup of the Eternity Isle one. So I'm just gonna count from there. and then do the exact same with this kind of space in the middle, and then I'm gonna do something else for decoration and hang out. So from here we have one space here and one space here, and then a 3x3 plot. So I'm gonna go over and do the exact same thing from this side. So one space there and one space there, and then this is gonna be our starting point. It's not the most exciting work to be doing, to be honest, but I've been just having a good time setting it up and knowing what it's gonna do for me later on. Like, it's gonna be so easy to go around finding the crops I need, farming more of a certain type if I need something. Oh. And then gifting villagers as well, and then just coming up here and not seeing fields of just plowed up earth. It was so brown and sad to look at earlier. Just like unkept and not really that inspiring. And I only went up here to get pumpkins to sell for coins, and it wasn't really something I enjoyed doing. So now I'm hoping that I will, you know, come up here more, just walk around the plots, enjoy the look of it, and then get some pumpkins that I can sell. And then I don't have to do so much every time. I can just do a little bit at a time. All in all, I think this will make for a better gaming experience for myself. I love how we can design it all to be as we want it to be. Alright, I am hoping that this will fit. I think we have 4 plots here, 5 plots there, and it's gonna fit fine. And yeah, I'm gonna do the same kind of setup for Wishblossom Ranch, and I'm counting on there being 12-ish new crops. We won't know for certain until we get it, of course. But just in case, I know there will be plenty of space for those. Oh, that was one too many. Good. But seeing as both Eternity Island and Storybook Vale both have 12 new crops, then I'm betting on there being 12 in Wishblossom as well. They will run out at some point, so maybe I'll have to redo my setup. But for now, I'm definitely making space for them to have as much space as the other ones. So Dreamlight Valley obviously has more space because it's the main valley, and then the expansions have a bit less because they don't take up as much. Alright, we are low on food, so I'm just gonna munch on these berries. They spawn all the time anyway. Normally I make glider meals that are just berry salads because they're easy to make and they don't cost much. Alright, so this is this one, and then we get one more here, and then one more here, and one more here. Is that right? We have one there, 2 there, 2 there, and then just 1. Got it. It's hard to see when you're on the ground how it's mirrored. I'll see if I do a bird's view. I don't really care much about what crop goes where. Oops. I just wanted to look a bit, you know, colorful, so not all the green ones are next to each other, but it's hard to avoid since they're all very green. But I tried to blend in with some of the colors and things. And I really wanted these ones to be in view when I'm in the Eternity Isle plot. I might move them around a bit if I like one kind of crop better than another. I'll find out. Alright, so one more here. And then it's time to do the other side. I don't plan on putting fencing up either. Maybe some places, but not close to the crops because I want to catch, if there's a golden burst, I want to be able to catch that and not have to jump any fences. It's gonna be nice when we can do that on the horse though. Alright, let's see. Bird's eye view. How are we doing? So we got this part here, and then we just need 3 plots on the side. And then we can plant things. I put them all here in the middle, and I think I'm just gonna plant whatever because they look quite different. So I think we will be fine, like, we'll be fine look-wise. They're not too similar. But I will not be decorating much more today during this video, as this is more, again, the focus is on getting critters and villagers leveled up. So that's what we're doing today. We're grinding. I might go and get some gems from the Vitalist mines just because I want to make sure that I have potions ready to go to help get materials from Wishblossom Ranch once I open them up. That's the thing, I don't want to limit myself, and those potions really do just help massively when getting materials. You can get far more materials by having potions with you. I'm gonna do the digging and the mining potion. I don't think I'll do the fishing one. That's not really important to me because it doesn't get you more materials necessarily, it just gives you golden ripple materials. So the golden ripple fish. And then you won't get any of the other fish, and I think if I just go fishing with a fishing buddy, that will be fine too. And some critters that are fishing critters. Good, I think we got it now, so let's get to planting. I think we should start with something that looks kind of cute once it's planted. Radishes, or maybe the fairy thing. What's that one? This one? Something colorful. Let's try this one. See how it goes. And then we need to put up bubbles too, and chests. And then the planting part is done. Alright, let's drop you off. That was you. Oh, it's the oat seed. I thought it was the fairy one. Never mind. We'll put something colorful next to you. Maybe this one, and then we will put the radish in. Again, I can always just harvest and then move the things. Alright, radishes. And then something green, I think. I've seen people using their farming islands to have like crops in alphabetical order as well. I've seen them having like bigger plots. There are really a ton of different ways to set it up, depending on what works for you and how much you use all the crops as well. I find that's kind of that's gonna be the deciding factor probably. Right, so let's drop off this one, and then we will continue with these. I feel like leveling up doesn't go as fast, but we are making progress. I can see that. And in any case, this is going to be so much nicer for me to farm on. This is going to be so cute once it's fully done. I can't wait to make the build video. And show you around once it's fully done. I think though that I'm leaning towards using another building in the building area. Like that part over there. But then again, this is such a nice filler for the space because we don't really have that much going up in the height. So maybe it's fine. Maybe we'll keep it. I won't know yet. We'll see. I think we want these ones here or these ones. Let's take these ones. And once we are done here, we'll water it and then make a plan for what to do from here. We still have 5 plots to do, so let's see. Hopefully we get Lumiere leveled up a good bit. I'm still hoping that maybe I can level up all the ones that are not currently at level 10 before Wishblossom drops. I don't have any idea of completing all their quests before then. It will be nice to do a few, for sure. But quests do take some time, and I wanna give myself time to experience them and not just rush through necessarily all of them. I have done a few challenges where I would go and see how many quests I could do like within an hour or that sort of thing. I think I've done 2 of those. Also a bit stressful. Alright, time to eat some more food, and then I think we're also running out of food, so it's gonna be a nice tie-up at the end when we're done with the last plots here. I think it's gonna fit nicely. Alright, so the last 2 ones. And then we need to water them and put them in bubbles and chests. There we go. What do you think, Lumiere? Does it look nice? I think it looks pretty nice. I like the fact that it's gonna be mirrored. It's still gonna be 2 differently themed plots, like sections, but they are mirrored in the setup and the layout. So in that way, it feels like they go together anyway. Really happy with my layout. Like having this not totally square farming island. I've been thinking of utilizing, I have the river kit as well, and I want to use that somewhere, but I'm not really sure where or how yet, and I haven't used it that much to build with, so that will have to wait until I get the time to test out some things. But I definitely will try to incorporate it up here, because I think it will look nice with a river of some kind. I also have a completely empty section where in time that will be the space for the DLC, the expansion to come after Wishblossom Ranch, but that won't come until at least a year's time from now. if they do one expansion a year. So in the meantime, I will have to make something cute over there, and that might be a garden with a pond or a small river or something like that. Yes. Perfect. Alright, let's see what we got from the rabbit. And then we can exchange. Oh, that's perfect. We love crafting tables. This is one of my favorite ones, so always happy to get more of those. Alright, let's switch out the companion. And then I think we will actually grab some squirrels because I am probably gonna do some foraging after this. Maybe with Peter Pan and see if I can level him up because he's a foraging friend. Alright, Lemia. Let's see if we can get you leveled up the last bit with some ever gems and some mud. And then it's probably time to close down for the day after that. Oh, but first, let's do the bubbles and get our plots in order. I already put down one, so I can just copy it and put down more of it. Because I knew I would be using it here. I think it's super nice that we can have these floating over things so they don't take up like extra space. And then again, it's so nice having these islands to do these elaborate things with, because in my valley I often hit the item limit, which I think is such a shame because I would really love to fully decorate it like tons more. But it's like, oh, I need to move that after. It's like I can only decorate 3-4 biomes at a time fully, and then I have no item space left for the rest of the island and the rest of the valley. So I'm a bit bummed by that. I would have loved to have more space, but that's how it is. Alright, so let's go copy a chest and put some down here. So these, ideally, I would put them, again, mirroring what's on the Eternity Isle section. So there, and there. And then after I'm done with that, I can come back another day and decorate the space. But this officially means that we have all the available crops planted in one area. Like from the entire game. Which is perfect. Because that should make it easier once I grind a bit more and once I get enough of each crop to fill up the chests a bit. That would mean that whenever I bring a valley companion up here, I can give them crops from every section, every DLC. See, that looks very nice. Very useful. Alright. And then of course decorate a bit more here and around here. Maybe this will have something. I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm gonna wait with putting these in the bubbles as I want to split them and put one in the chest and one in the bubble. So let's go get you some presents, Lumia. And I think we go to Eternity Isle. Just because I know I have some of the gems there waiting for me. Alright, time to get you some presents and level you up to 10. And I try to remember to buy all the black gems whenever I see them, the onyx, because we need them for making mining potions. Alright, let's see. That's what you wish for, so that's what you're getting.
Welcome.
Thank you, Lumia. And then we need to find some mud.
Hello, my friend.
Which will be the Storybook Vale area. So I'm thinking we can see if we have some giftable flowers up here that we can just hand out to Lumiere and then hopefully get him to 10 before we close off today. That would be great. We could do that. So I'm gonna gift him all the ones that are not
Bonjour, mon ami.
used for other things. The roses and like the red roses and the colored ones. So, and then we can go get some mud if needed. So I'll just gift him all of these and put the rest of them in storage. And then we'll go get some mud and see how far that takes us. It's not like you get a lot of the XP bar when gifting these, but it's quick and it doesn't take too much of an effort. And going around grinding can also take some time, so sometimes it's easy to just hand them flowers. I did that with Ariel in order to get her to a point where I could give her her legs to walk around on, because she was so hard to catch when she was only in the water. And for quests and stuff, if you have to talk to her, it's just easier getting her on her feet.
Hello, my friend.
Hello, hello, Lumia. See, it's not like this is moving the needle much, but I know it's moving it some. And gifting them the same kind of flower also usually isn't the best idea. It's best if it's different kinds of flowers. So let's see, we'll try to gift you different flowers now. Maybe just all of the ones I have in my inventory.
How
Oh
marvelous.
no, I still want to hang out with you.
Usual help.
I was wrong. Sorry.
Hello, my friend.
Do you have all the expansions? Or some of them? Because I know there are also people who don't want to bother with Eternity Isle now that Storybook Vale is out and we have a new one coming in a minute. So maybe it's not going to be that interesting because it's also the first expansion they made. So granted, there are going to be some things that are better in Storybook Vale and in Wishblossom and those to come, just because it's
Bonjour, mon ami.
they've worked on things in the meantime, you know what I mean? But honestly, I think Eternity Isle is an amazing place. Just because they made it the way they did. And I think the base setup of having these 3 different kinds of biomes is just a great idea. And then having several areas within each of those biomes. But I also think the items and features that came with Eternity Isle are super cool.
Enchanté.
I found Storybook Vale to be more aesthetically pleasing in a more coherent kind of way. But the functionality of the items, I will say Eternity Isle definitely wins there for me.
Just the
Because
one
we get the
I want to
ancient
see.
gardeners, cookers, and vacuums that help us a lot with things. And we get this, like these Atlantis looking cool things, and the more broken down kind of look, the more
How
overgrown.
marvelous.
And I think a lot of the items from Storybook Vale, especially the bind items from that area, they kind of only go well with the Storybook Vale look. Maybe it's just because I haven't really used that many of the things yet to decorate with. And I've had more time with the Eternity Isle items, so yeah. But I like them both for different reasons, and I think I will like Wishblossom Ranch for a third different reason. Okay, we are getting very close. I don't think we have to go anywhere to find mud. I think we just give you flowers and then that's it. Let's see, we are very, very close to getting Lumiere to level 10. So I will go around collecting all the fruits here. And then hopefully that will be enough to push you to level 10. And then of course we still need to do all of the quests. But that's a different day, that's not now. We are just leveling up the friends. Let's see. Let's see if this makes an impact. Like I said, I've tried to create a gaming hub, which I'm hoping to do in each of the valley worlds. So the whole of Ancient Landing is pretty much one gaming hub for me. And then I will make one in the bind area of Storybook Vale as well. Yes, we did it! We got Lumiere to 10. And now we can do all his quests and finally get that golden dress at the end. We will do that another day. So I will just quickly pick these up. Alright. That was it. That was it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's been a pleasure. And I really hope that you're on your way to making your gaming experience work for you as well in a really nice way. And don't get pressured by what you see online. We're all gaming at our own pace. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope that I will see you again. You're welcome to subscribe for more of my gaming content, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!